Inhumans is the new TV show from Marvel Studios and the latest addition into the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Now this is unique because this show was completely filmed with IMAX cameras, and for the first time ever in history they are releasing the first 2 episodes of the TV show into selected IMAX cinemas. Now I have seen the first 2 episodes of the Inhumans and well, I have some thoughts, so let's discuss. First off, I have to say that the Inhumans homeworld of Adalan, which is of course on the moon, looks incredibly bland. It's just a bit, it's not very nice to look at. It's very grey, white, beige kind of colours. It's not attractive. It's just a bit bland, a bit boring, and it's not, all the sets, they just don't look very good. And I understand this is a TV show, it's not going to be, you know, amazing or anything, but it definitely should be better than this. I've seen a lot better sets on many of the TV shows. The fight choreography is also extremely sloppy. I mean, this is like really noticeable at times. I've even seen, I remember a particular shot from the second episode where it's clearly obvious that the person did not actually hit their opponent. It was really obvious. Hopefully this can improve, but as it stands right now, the fight choreography in Inhumans is just really sloppy. It looks weak and it's not convincing in the slightest. So, not all of the visual effects, but many of the visual effects feel very incomplete. They feel like they are on a very low budget TV show, and again, I understand this is on a TV budget, but it's not that bad, and especially because we can see what we can do on TV these days, and we can do a lot better than this. It's specifically obvious when you look at Medusa's hair or Lockjaw's teleporting. It just looks a bit off, and it's just a little bit off-putting at times, and it does kind of take you out of it, but it's not horrendous. There are a couple of really good performances in this. I think the guy who plays Maximus, who is of course from Game of Thrones, Maximus is a great character. He's actually really good. He's really likable. He actually gives a good, convincing performance, and I really liked his character. And also, when you look at the rest of the royal family, I think Gorgon is by far the most likable. He is got probably the most personality. He's got the best character traits, and he's actually he's got a couple of good lines in the first 2 episodes, and Gorgon, I think, is by far the most likable. Now, there are a couple of stale performances as well from the rest of the royal family. I think Medusa, Karnak are kind of in the middle, and then Crystal and Black Bolt are a bit stale and a bit bland, not a lot to them. I mean, this could expand. I mean, to be fair, Crystal was not given a lot to do in the first 2 episodes, and then Black Bolt just, it's sometimes, I think it might be Anson Mount, he doesn't quite mix with the idea that his character is mute and his expressions are a bit weird sometimes. Now, there is one aspect of the Inhumans that I really loved, and that was the political side of the story. You know, the story of Maximus kind of rising up against his brother Black Bolt because he feels he belongs on Earth, and he feels that Black Bolt is kind of naive to this. I think it's a really good story, and it actually works really well for a political story, and if it worked in Captain America the Winter Soldier, why can't it work here in the Inhumans? And it does work. I really enjoyed that side of it. It's great. On the whole, Inhumans showed quite a bit of promise and potential. The first 2 episodes may not have been anything great, but they definitely weren't terrible, and I definitely see the political storyline keeping me hooked as the season goes on. They also did a lot of interesting character work and a lot of character development in the first 2 seasons, which I think would be a lot more interesting with further development in the upcoming episodes. And like I say, I think that this show is going to keep me hooked as it has a lot of potential, and hopefully that potential is explored for the full season.